7. Barrett outside the switch. Doncic goes, oh, what a great stop! And then he hammers it home. Broke his ankles.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys are doing well. Of course you guys are doing well. The New York Knicks just came out victorious in Game 2 versus the Atlanta Hawks. A huge win, because if we went on to lose this game, we would have been down 2-0. It would be heading over to Atlanta. Don't get me wrong, I do feel like this team still would have taken a game, because this team has so much heart. Was this a pretty game? No, not at all. But this team continues to crawl. This team continues to fight. We may not have the best of talent in the world, or of course talent in their prime. Of course, Derrick Rose not in his prime, but he's still a good player. Taj Gibson doing the little things. And it's another game that the starters weren't big time, and the reason there's just a hanger in the background is because I have my RJ Barrett jersey on. Usually it is there in the background. But the Knicks come out victorious at Madison Square Garden, 101-92. Elfrid Payton actually is still starting. We'll see if he goes on to start when it comes to Game 3 in Atlanta. He better not start. I think there was a clear sign, which I'll talk about later, why I think Derrick Rose is going to go on to start when it comes to Game 3. So starting off in this basketball game, the Knicks actually had some flow for the first couple minutes. RJ Barrett, I believe he had 6 or 7 points, something like that. He really got things going offensively. But it all went downhill from there. Julius Randle, airball. Reggie Bullock, missing open shots. Nerlens Noel, we know he doesn't produce much offensively. Elfrid Payton doing absolutely nothing. The defense was abysmal. There was no motivation out there at the point guard position when it came to the offense side of the basketball. Just another terrible start by the New York Knicks. As soon as you think they're coming out with motivation, as soon as you think they're going to come out with so much momentum, with so much heart, you just thought wrong. Because the whole game plan was on Trae Young, we're leaving guys like Bogdanovich open, of course, leaving guys like DeAndre Hunter out there for 3, and they're knocking down their shots, really capitalizing. And eventually there was no adjustments when it came to the defense side of the basketball. Trae Young started to get things going. But a positive for the Knicks, we did get John Collins out of things. When it came to pick and roll, he actually picked up 3 early fouls in this basketball game. But yeah, John Collins did not have the best of game. I'm not even sure he scored, because he was pretty much in foul trouble the entire game. But yes, your bench should not be the reason. Of course it's huge, your bench, it's great to have a bench, but you need your players to step up. RJ Barrett, he played well at the beginning, but he started to miss shots. But if Randle's off, that's just not a good sign. You need Randle to play well. You need your starters to play well at the end of the day. Another slow start by Bullock, another slow start by Randle. We weren't decisive with the basketball. There was no ball movement. Derrick Rose did come in the game. He did light up a spark. He was scoring the ball at the end of the day. But Derrick Rose, it's a blessing and a curse, when it came to that first half of scoring the ball, because he was playing throughout the Hawks' strengths. He was getting to the cup, but he was playing this very fast brand of basketball when we're the slow, grinded-out style of play, So there wasn't much ball movement. It seemed like Derrick Rose was they need me scoring the ball, so I'm just going to try to score it every single time. But I do have to give credit to the bench. Alec Burks wasn't the best to start off, but I thought Obi Toppin, he's played well in the playoffs. It may not be crazy eye-popping out there on the stat sheet, but his defense has been better than advertised coming out of college. He's hit his open shots outside on the perimeter. I've been very proud of Obi Toppin, his development. This is someone I've really critiqued. But Taj Gibson's someone I would really like to see out there, continue to see a lot more from him. I like a Noel, but Noel didn't play the best in this game, and you need a physical guy on Clint Capella. Actually, if you did not know, Taj Gibson, because he was on Capella a lot of this game, of course, there was actually a lot of double teams that Taj Gibson came up to double team Trae Young, and we made him feel kind of uncomfortable at the end of the game. I believe we held Clint Capella to 3 points. Don't get me wrong, he still crashed the glass, but Taj Gibson did a good job fronting, getting deflections. I really like what he did out there on the basketball court. But we just had scoring drought after scoring drought. We weren't scoring the ball. And on top of that, we weren't playing defense when it came to this first half at all. Before you know it, Trae Young, he's walking to the basket. And I'm like, Thibs, what's the game plan? We're letting this dude walk to the cup. He looked so comfortable. It looked like practice. It just looked so routine for him out there on the court. And a guy Bogdanovich started hitting shots, but then he kind of actually cooled off in this game. But I was really lost and I was really confused. Luckily, this was Gallinari's second game in a row that he missed wide open shots. We were really trying to get other players to beat us. Trae Young, of course, the main focal point, who absolutely destroys us in the pick and roll. So we left some guys outside on the perimeter, but we were lucky. They missed some open shots. But when it came halftime, they were killing us. Like I said, scoring droughts, not scoring the ball. There were some nice flashes there and there. We were actually building momentum, or we'll get into that later. But yeah, when you take a look at halftime, we were down 13. We were down 14 points. And then Thibodeau actually makes these adjustments, and he actually went on to start Derrick Rose in the second half. He started Taj Gibson. I absolutely love the move by Tom Thibodeau. Taj Gibson, this veteran, he's been in the playoffs. He has chemistry with Derrick Rose. They're actually really good in the pick and roll. And Taj Gibson, someone, I spit a little bit, I apologize, someone who's still athletic for someone who's kind of older, like in his career. He's 35 years old, but I thought he did a fantastic job down low in the paint and helping on the defense side of the basketball. And Randle, after having a nightmare first half, Julius Randle started to play a better brand of basketball. He started to be more decisive. There was some more ball movement out there. It looked like we're going on a run. Before you know it, we cut it to 9. I love Bullock, but that was a very selfish move by Reggie Bullock. DeAndre Hunter had the ball in transition, but Reggie Bullock goes on to foul him. What was that all about? Like, he pushed him. It was really unnecessary. So I was like, oh my gosh, we get back into this game. That's a selfish play. We don't deserve to win this game if we're making selfish plays like that. And that's what Reggie Bullock did when it came to that time. So, of course, Hunter got his free throws, brand new possession. He actually ended up knocking down the free throws, but luckily Bogdanovic actually missed on that possession. But this team continued to fight. This team continued to grind out. But yeah, the thing I loved about starting off in the third quarter, Julius Randle knocked down a 3. But yes, this was definitely a slow, grinded out style of play. We're starting to play throughout our strengths. We're starting to roll. Before you know it, we have the lead. Alec Burks getting buckets. Derrick Rose getting buckets. Obi Toppin. Burks actually had some huge buckets in this game. Derrick Rose. The bench was huge. Literally everyone on the bench stepped up in some type of way. Actually, Frank Ntilikina didn't play a minute out there on the basketball court, but I was really proud of us. And then you take a look here when it comes, like, of course, like I said, Derrick Rose starting in the second half. Is that a little flash there that he might be starting when it comes to game 3? Because I'm tired of getting off to slow starts offensively. We can't afford that to happen, like, whatsoever. After playing undisciplined basketball the entire night, Randle started to make the heads-up play. He made some key passes to kick out to some people open for 3. And after Bogdanovic, you could say kind of had a strong first quarter. Like, he still hit shots, don't get me wrong. But in the second half, absolutely ice cold, missing wide open shots outside on the perimeter. When DeAndre Hunter checked in, missed wide open shots. But it was definitely very frustrating. I got to give credit to Julius Randle as well. After airballing some shots, or airballed a shot, he was off outside on the perimeter. He really started to realize this is a team basketball sport, or this is a team sport. I got to get everyone else involved. I'm not on my A game, but this is a team sport, and we're going to grind this out, like, as a team, of course. So yes, they weren't hitting any shots outside on the perimeter whatsoever. It was actually god-awful for them. But then Trae Young comes in, and Trae Young, yes, he frustrates me, but we also blame the refs. Yes, some people like to blame Trae Young, but if you continue to get calls like that, I don't know about you, I would still continue to try to draw fouls if I know I'm going to get that call every single time. So yes, Trae Young really changed the flow of the game with his pace and everything. Lou Williams, I thought Obi Toppin played really good defense, like, on a couple possessions when there was switches on Lou Williams. Like, I don't know what Thibs has taught Obi defensively, but he's so much better than he was at Dayton. But yes, I thought Julius Randle, when he played defense on Trae Young, like, we started to really pick things up and make adjustments of guarding the pick and roll, guarding Trae Young, making him feel uncomfortable. That's what I've preached over and over again when it comes to my preview videos or adjustments. Make him feel uncomfortable, double team him, because he is undersized. He's definitely not the most physically, he doesn't have the biggest of, like, physical profile. But yeah, Trae Young, there was one specific play that really pissed me off. It was clearly a jump ball, and they called a foul. It really just seemed like these refs. And this isn't even me as a Knicks fan making excuses, because we still came out the W. There were some very questionable calls in this game, but I'm very proud of this team. There wasn't much RJ. Like, RJ actually played pretty well in the third quarter, but we didn't see a lot of him in the fourth quarter or at all. I don't know if it's because Thibs ran with the guys, like, that had the most experience, because not like Barrett was playing horrible, but he actually ended up closing out with Taj, with a Julius Randle out there, with a Bullock, with a Burks, and a Derrick Rose, I believe. But yeah, I'm so proud of this team. This team hit timely buckets. Reggie Bullock, after having a horrible first half, lit it up in the second. This team has so much resilience, but we have a lot of work to do. We got to execute when it comes to 48 minutes of basketball, but we stepped up when it mattered most, and I'm so proud of this team. Derrick Rose absolutely amazing. He continues to be amazing for the New York Knicks. Having 26 points, you could say kind of had some lapses defensively or not really playing at the right pace, but this dude has hit big shot after big shot, and I'm very proud of the way we played disciplined defensively down the stretch. And you could say we don't even have our point guard of the future. Nerlens Noel, he's not our future at the center position. Bullock might be too inconsistent when it comes to that wing. But what Thibs has done this season is absolutely insane. We come out with the win when it comes to Game 2. So now a tied series. We're going over to Atlanta. I know Knicks fans are definitely going to be there. We'll see what goes on to happen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with this channel. Let's go Knicks. And as always, guys, have a humble day or night. Peace out, y'all.